After more than 36 years locked up in prison, convicted murderer Erik Menendez faced the parole board on Thursday for the first time ever. And things did not go his way. Hello, my fam. It is Perez, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and, as many of you know, the former rich kid offed his father, whom he alleged was abusive in every way, and he offed his mother, and he covered it all up, or attempted to. And in recent years, there has been a groundswell of support for Erik and his brother Lyle. But despite the renewed interest in their case and many people sympathetic towards their release, even the former Los Angeles County District Attorney, who did not get reelected, unfortunately for Erik, the parole board said, nope, try again in 3 years. Erik attended the nearly 10-hour parole board meeting from San Diego, where he is locked up, and appeared virtually. The parole board based its decision on multiple factors, including his behavior in prison, burglaries he participated in before the murders, and the offing of his mother. Commissioner Robert Barton said, "The killing of your mother especially showed a lack of empathy and reason." Yeah. Additionally, Barton noted that Erik Menendez could have left his parents' home since he was 18 and could have gone to the police or stayed with relatives. Okay. Fair. Very sensible as well. He could have and should have done those things. The commissioner says, "We recognize and understand that many sexual assault victims find it hard to come forward, especially when the perpetrators are family members." Menendez said he shot his mother because she had betrayed him. Quote, "I saw my mother and my father as one person after I learned that she knew about the father's sexual abuse of Erik. So when I was running into the den, I was in a state of terror, of panic, of rage," he told the parole board. The commissioner noted that it was Erik Menendez's behavior in prison. This is interesting. Barton noted that it was his behavior in prison, not the seriousness of the crime, that is the primary reason for this denial. Whoa, curveball. The commissioner says, "Contrary to your supporters' beliefs, you have not been a model prisoner. And frankly, we find that a little disturbing." Oh. Barton noted Erik Menendez's inappropriate behavior with visitors, drug smuggling, misuse of state computers, and violent incidents. All right, the parole board was absolutely correct here. The board also took issue with Erik Menendez illegally using cell phones while leading rehabilitative groups. So basically, he broke rule after rule after rule after rule. Yeah, that definitely did not help him with the parole board. The commissioner says, "We find that you continue to pose an unreasonable risk to public safety." Yeah, makes sense, because An 18-year-old, even one that is the victim of SA, knows better than to off the person who SA'd you and the mother. And then he continued to behave inappropriately, breaking all these rules while locked up. Wow. After denying him parole, Commissioner Barton said to Erik Menendez, "You have two options." This is intense. "You have two options," Erik was told. "One is to have a pity party, and then you become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Probably not getting granted parole next time. Or you can take to heart what we discussed. I hope that the people that are out there supporting you continue to motivate you." Okay. That sounds like tough love, but emphasis on the love, if you can call it that. Erik Menendez's aunt and Jose Menendez's sister, Terry, said at the hearing, "Although I love my brother, I have fully forgiven Erik. Erik carries himself with kindness, integrity, and strength that comes from patience and grace." Yeah, the parole board did not agree with Aunt Terry. Jose Menendez's sister is 85 and battling colon cancer, and she added, "More than anything, I hope I live long enough to welcome him home, into my home, to sit at the same table, to wrap my arms around him." Erik's relatives, who had been pushing for his release, said in a statement after the hearing, when they all found out he was denied parole, quote, "While we respect the decision, today's outcome was of course disappointing and not what we hoped for. But our belief in Erik remains unwavering, and we know he will take the board's recommendation in stride. His remorse, growth, and the positive impact he's had on others speak for themselves. We will continue to stand by him and hold to the hope he is able to return home soon." The parole commissioner said he was amazed by the support from Erik's relatives, but he added, "Two things can be true. They can love and forgive you, and you can still be found unsuitable for parole." Tomorrow, the parole board will be hearing from his brother, Lyle. The commissioner says, "Tomorrow we turn our attention to Lyle's hearing." The statement from the brother's relatives continued, "And while it is undoubtedly difficult, we remain cautiously optimistic and hopeful that the commissioner will see in Lyle what so many others have. A man who has taken responsibility, transformed his life, and is ready to come home." Yeah, well, the family, of course, is going to say that. They said similar things about Erik before. The parole board gave us a lot more details and the real tea about what he had been up to behind bars. Remember that recently completed risk assessment? Well, it determined that Erik and Lyle posed a moderate risk to the community if released. And spoiler alert, the assessment revealed that the brothers possessed illegal cell phones in prison, among other numerous violations, though many are not recent. However, Erik Menendez had a phone as recently as January of this year. The commissioner said he considered the risk assessment report to be neutral. And even if Lyle is denied parole, he and Erik could still get a reprieve from Governor Gavin Newsom. The California governor could grant both of them pardons, clemency. But given what we know now, I think that might be unlikely. So, I agree with the parole board's decision. Do you? Let's discuss everything in the comments section.